He was always a ton of ideas.
Mhm.
I mean, it was just like boom, 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 always thinking,
An idea family, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. As a younger brother, um, I think was probably a better worker.
So you were saying that your son Ricky Jr. had been doing
Yeah.
moonsaults?
Yes. Over rotated
Oh,
and herniated 4 discs in his back.
oh,
To this day, gives him a fit, gives him problems. So
what is he doing these days?
he's a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. There need to be more of those.
Yeah, his wife Anna went through law school, worked at a firm, and then started her own firm, and which financially enabled Richie to be the stay-at-home dad because they've got 4 kids.
That's great. That's great.
So I think it's good to have a parent at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it really helps.
Absolutely. I want to get back to Bray Wyatt. What was he like to work with and train back then?
He was, he was a guy always searching to try and, I guess, figure out each new character that he was becoming.
Mm-hmm.
It would, a lot of times I try to describe, everybody knows how to give a body slam, how to do a hip toss, how to do, suplexes and all that kind of thing. I said, but what makes you different from the guy that you're in the ring with is right after you give a guy a hip toss, when you go from where you are in the ring to where he landed, is there something that you can do instead of just walking over and picking him up? Is there something that you can do that would be a Bray Wyatt-ism that other people don't do? Most times they'll give a hip toss and then just walk over there and pick him up, maybe give him a body slam, after the hip toss. I said, is there something that you could, Dusty used to do the swivel the hips, yeah. And, sometimes I would break down into a karate pose.
Did that pause to go to a transition? So.
Yes. Yeah, but it would it had to be in line with who you are. It has to fit your character, So the Steamboat would break down into a pose or something, and then I'd go to the guy.
Right.
And so he was always a ton of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just like boom, 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 always thinking,
An idea family, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. As a younger brother, I think was probably a better worker.
Interesting.
But Bray had him beat 10 times over with his character isms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like, I use Dusty, not a lot, but I do use him where he wasn't a high flyer.
Mm-hmm.
He was limited to a lot of the things that he did in the ring. The mechanics of all the wrestling moves and holds, he was limited. But his character and his charisma was head and shoulders above most of the guys in the business at that time.
Right.
His interviews were off the hook, right?
Yes.
So it wasn't so much that his work in the ring was outstanding. It was all the others that the fans were able to gravitate to and relate to this plumber's son, blue collar, and
son of a plumber, if you will.
Yeah. So it was that character.
So that's what Bray Wyatt eventually, morphing into creative in the WWE, became like exceptional.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was head and shoulders above most of the new recruits that were coming up from the school, and it was only because of his character.